Small class tonight. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Satyam. I'll be leading your practice. Let's begin in Shavasana. So if you haven't already found yourself a block or something you can use as a block, you should do that. And also something you can use as a strap or a towel, something similar. So finding a way onto your back. Before I forget, please consult with a medical professional before beginning any exercise program. So heels are nice and wide, edges of the mat. Toes fall out. Shoulder blades together on the back. Arms are slightly away from your sides. Palms are facing up. Eyes softly closed. Breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing from your belly. Chest stays in neutral. The belly rises and falls with the breath. Feeling everything slow down. The breath, the heartbeat, the mind. Feel the support of the earth beneath you. Just allowing yourself to completely relax, completely let go. Soften the face. Setting a sankalpa, an intention for your practice. Something positive. Something you feel a connection with. If you don't have an intention for this evening's practice, I was thinking about listening to yourself first and listen to everyone else last. Everyone's all too ready to share their opinion, their beliefs. There's an old cliche, opinions are like belly buttons. Everyone has one. The only opinion that should really matter to you is yours. It's often so much social pressure, peer pressure, pressure to conform, pressure to follow norms. Many of these beliefs, many of these norms have no rational basis. They're just some custom. It can be a year old, a decade old, a century old, or longer. If I wait long enough, it'll go away. So your opinion is the only one that matters. Other information may be valuable. Sometimes we ask other people's opinions. That's okay. But always believing that you can make the best choices for yourself. Deepening the breath. Keeping the eyes closed, slowly turn your head side to side. Bring it back to center. Some movements come to hands, curling and curling fingers. Movements to feet, curling and curling toes. Rotating at the wrists, going both directions. Rotating the ankles, both directions. Let's bring the ankles together, point the toes away from the shins. Arms by your sides, palms facing down. Keeping the arms relatively straight. Inhale the arms all the way overhead so they're facing directly opposite the feet. And exhale, bring the arms forward, palms touch down alongside the hips. Inhaling up and back, palms are up. Exhaling, arms come forward. Inhaling up and back. Exhaling, both knees come into the chest, feet are flexed, hands on top of knees or shins. Maybe gently rocking side to side, back and forth. It feels good. Coming back to center, keep the knees, the feet where they are, release the arms back to the mat. Keeping the knees stuck together, drawing big circles on the sky with the knees. Switching directions. And we're always doing left and right, front and back, clockwise, counterclockwise. It doesn't matter which side you do poses first, as long as you do both sides. Ankles together, knees together. Arms at the T position, 90 degrees to the body, palms up, breath in. Exhale, softly, knees go right. Maybe looking to your left. Just doing a little bit of warm-up stuff. Inhale, knees back to center, head to center. Exhale, knees go left, maybe looking to your right. Inhale, knees to center, head to center. Little windshield wipe the knees from side to side. And bring soles of the feet together, let the knees follow left and right. Supta Baddha Konasana, supine by an angle, supine butterfly. So let the knees fall out, soles of the feet together. The heels don't have to be super close to you. So if you want to walk the feet further away, you should do that. If you need some support under the knees, if this is too intense, placing anything you have, blocks, blankets, cushions, pillows, towels, under the knees. We'll make this our first yin pose, our first long hold. A couple of reminders. You always want to give the body time to release into the pose, coming into it nice and slow. Take your time. Body typically takes 1 to 2 minutes to come to its fullest release in any given pose. And when you come out of the pose, you also want to do that slowly. Sometimes we stretch tissues pretty far. We don't want them to snap back. You may find after you've been in a pose for a while that the body will begin to let you go a little deeper so you can ride your edge. So find that place of some pulling, some discomfort, not pain. And if it releases after 30 seconds, 60, 90, maybe going a little bit deeper. Anytime we switch poses or we switch sides of poses, you should take any movements you need to loosen things up before you move on. If a pose is painful, you should come out, find something neutral. Joining us when we move on to something else. Typical hold time is 3 minutes. Sometimes a little longer or shorter depending on the pose or timing for the practice. And because the poses are held for a relatively long period of time, don't have to worry about cues and what pose is coming next. I suggest you close your eyes for as much of the practice as you can. You should be able to do the full practice breathing from the belly. Anytime you need your Ujjayi breath, a little constriction in the back of the throat, making an ocean-like sound, you should do so. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Hands can assist if you wish. Take a little windshield wipe the knees side to side, loosening things up. We do another hip opener, hitting the hip from a slightly different angle. So pick up the left foot, flex the foot, place on top of your right knee. So if you're looking for a little more of a gentle version, because remember this is a 3-minute hold, you can walk the right heel closer into the glutes. You can push your left knee away, and you may feel enough of an opening in the left hip to stay there. If you want to deepen, you can bring the right shin up, left hand for the triangle, right hand meets it, both hands holding the back of the right thigh. And we hold and breathe. Now, typically, in more of a yang practice, we talk about bringing the right shin parallel to the mat. But since we're holding a little longer, if you want to just let that right shin fall, let it come down towards the mat. Keep the right foot active. Alternatively, you can bring the fingers in front of the right shin and hold there. It's a little bit deeper. Let your own body guide you. See what feels best for you. Don't be afraid to experiment a little bit. If you're in a more gentle version, you switch to a more challenging version, it's not working for you, go back to the gentle version. And vice versa applies as well. If this is too intense, remember you can always bring the right foot back to the mat and just send the left knee away from you. Tailbone stays on the mat. And we'll unwind. Both feet back on the mat. Rolling at the knees if you need to. Back to center, switching sides. Right foot, top of left knee, right foot is flexed. You can bring the left heel in closer to you and just send the right knee away. If you want to deepen, the left shin floats up, right into the triangle, left hand meets it. And you can do the same option of bending the left knee, bring the hands to the top of the left shin. Try to keep the left foot a little bit active. Definitely keep the right foot flexed. Protecting your right knee. And breathe. And hold. And slowly unwind again, both feet on the mat. Windshield wipe the knees. And now would be a good time to find your strap or your towel. You can keep the left knee bent, or you can straighten the left leg out. Left leg out is slightly more challenging. Finding your strap or your towel, placing on the ball of the right foot. Avoid the arch. Flex the right foot, send the leg to the sky. Want the right knee to be straight, no bend. Left toes are active. I suggest having nice straight arms. You want to have the shoulder blades on the mat. So the arms are relaxed, just the hands doing a little bit of work. You can use one hand, you can use both hands. Some people put loops in the straps, a little less effort, a little less energy. We're trying to push out through the right heel directly to the sky if we can, lower if you have to. If you're bending the right knee going too far, you should bring your right heel towards the mat. And maybe you're sending the right toes over the head as we move through the asana. If you don't want to use a strap at all, you can do peace fingers to the big toe or edge of the foot, but for a long hold, it's much more relaxing to use a strap. Use your own judgment, your own opinion. If you have the left knee bent and you want to go a little deeper, straighten the left leg out. And slowly release, switching legs. Remember, want the left knee perfectly straight. If the knee is bending, bring the left heel towards the mat. Not very far, usually. Small adjustments, all you need. Gently releasing the leg down. Move the strap off to the side. Take any movements you need to. So now would be a good time to find your block, or whatever you're using as a block. Make sure you can reach it with either hand or a hand. Bend both knees, soles of both feet onto the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, 2 fist widths. Middle fingers reach down, just barely able to brush the back of the heel. So do some moving bridge, a little bit of warm up, and then we'll come to supported bridge. Inhaling, hips lift. Exhaling, slowly uncurl the spine one vertebra at a time, then touch back down to the mat. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Take your block or whatever you're using. If you are using a real yoga block, or is it just the low setting or the middle setting? Inhale, lift the hips up. And bring the block underneath your sacrum, that place on the low back. That's that thick bony bit just above the glutes. And then release onto it. Option 1, staying here with knees bent. Option 2, walk the legs out straight on your heels with the toes to the sky. You should feel an opening through the low back, through the pelvis, through the hips. Arms away from the body, wherever you find comfortable. So if you're trying the straight leg one, you find it's too intense, walk the knees back over the heels. Feet come back in. Can adjust the block for comfort. So it can be more towards the tailbone or more towards the head. If you're in a high setting, you go lower. If you're in a low setting, you go higher. If you're using a proper yoga block, I wouldn't go in the high setting unless you were extremely comfortable with deep back bends, and I wouldn't straighten the legs in any event. And if you have straightened the legs out, slowly walk the feet back in. Everyone picking up hips. Slide the block out. Hips come back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Take any movements you need, side to side, back and forth. Keep the knees bent, feet come onto the mat. Roll to your sides, bottom arms a pillow, top arms in front of the heart. Pushing up to a comfortable seat. And from here, bring the soles of the feet together like we're going to do bound angle, but we're not. And remember, heels towards you is more challenging. Heels away from you is less challenging. And keep your left foot, your left knee exactly where it is, but send the right leg out, maybe not quite 45 degrees, maybe between 30 and 45 degrees. So we're not moving the left, right leg has come out. You may want to have a block available to you. From here, inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold right down the midline of the body. So you can be on your elbows, you can be on stacked hands, forehead can be on a block, depending on your practice. And behold and breathe. Try to keep the right foot active, try to keep the left foot flexed. Left heel is right in front of the pelvis. Just folding down the center line. And we're not pushing, we're not pulling, we're not using core. Just letting gravity take us into the pose. Really walk the hands back towards the body. Sit up tall. Take any movements you need to. Moving the feet back, the butterfly, bound angle. Keep the right foot and the right shin where it is. Straighten the left leg out, somewhere between about 30 and 45 degrees. Don't move the right. You may still want your block. Inhale up. Exhale, fold right down the center line. You may notice a difference left to right, right to left. Often the body's not the same from one side to the other. And that's okay. Right foot stays active, left foot stays active. Looking the hands back towards the body, sitting up tall, taking movements you need to with the legs. Just to move things around a little bit, finding your own way to a downward facing dog. If you want to pause and table, I'll do a couple of cat-cow. That's a good idea. Inhale the belly down, exhale rounding up. And lengthening your stance from table. Let's come all the way up, downward facing dog. From here, we'll pedal out the feet, alternately bending left and right knees. Feel free to move hips side to side, whatever you want to do, loosen everything up. From here, softly coming down onto your knees. You may want to sit on something. We're going to set it for saddle. So from here, take your right thumb, place it between the back of the right thigh and the calf, and roll some of the flesh out. And bring the heels tight to the sides of the glutes and see if you can get the sit bones to the mat. If they don't want to come down, take a block or something else, place it underneath the sit bones. And from here, if you're feeling enough stretch in the thighs, the quadriceps, try not to splay the knees out too far. You can stay here, or you can walk the hands back, going deeper. Head can go anywhere you're comfortable. If you want to go a little bit deeper, coming to your elbows. If you want to go past your elbows, the block is going to be in your way. So you're going to have to get rid of the block. And maybe coming all the way down onto your back. People support themselves different ways, blocks, bolsters, cushions. To give the upper body some lift so you're not all the way down. 2 bucks. So whatever you can find that works for you to give yourself some support while feeling the opening in the thighs, the quads, then that's what you should be doing. The knees are lifting up. You're going too far. Too far. If you get stuck in this pose, I hope you don't live alone. Mindfully finding your way out. And we'll switch around. We're going to come full length onto the belly. I'm setting up for Sphinx pose. Back bend. So you're on the belly. Elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. So the upper arm is, the humerus is vertical. Arms are straight out in front of you. Palms are facing down. Lifting up through the chin, chest, heart. Collarbones nice and wide. And without dropping the chest, without dropping the collarbones, see if you can push more of the hips to the mat. More of the belly to the mat. Maybe sending the lower ribs to the mat. If you want to go deeper, coming to any variation of seal, you can lift the elbows, come walk hands towards the body. Deepest version, heels of the hands are stacked under the shoulders, wide collarbones and the pelvis down. You can go even deeper by bringing the feet up, bringing the feet towards the back of the head. If you find that seal is too intense, come back to your Sphinx. And don't forget to see if you can deepen, riding the edge. The temptation is to drop the shoulders and the collarbones lower to bring everything down. You want to keep bringing those up as you deepen the back bend by pushing the ribs towards the mat. Keep the shoulders up, collarbones wide, chest is up high. Pelvis, belly, ribs towards the mat. And shortly we're going to transition over to child's pose. Going back bend to forward bend, so make the transition slowly. If you want the maximum counter pose to the Sphinx or seal that you're doing now, you want to do child's pose with knees together. If you'd rather have the knees wide, you can have the knees wide. Whatever feels good for you. Softly coming down. Very slowly pushing up through tailbone. You can do a cat-cow here if you like. And then finding your variation of child's pose. Tops of feet are on the mat. Big toes together. Sitting back on the heels. Remember, knees wide. More of a back counter pose. Sorry, knees together to the backwards. More into the back. Knees wide. More into the hips. Let your body guide you where it needs to go tonight. Slowly making your way out of the pose. And finding your way onto your back. Lengthways on the mat. Any final movements the body's asking for, and now's the time. And then making your way to Shavasana, final posture. Heels nice and wide. Edges of the mat. Toes fall out. Shoulder blades together on the back. Arms slightly away from your sides, palms are facing up. Breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing from the belly. Eyes are closed. Tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. Eyes fall back in their sockets. Connecting to your breath. Perhaps coming back to your intention. Following your own inner guru. Following your own opinions. Slowly deepening the breath. Gentle movements come back. Fingers and toes. Bend the knees, feet on the mat. Inhale the right arm only overhead. Exhale. Roll to your right. Right arm to the pillow, lift hands in front of the heart. Push in the left hand, extend top leg, come to a comfortable seat. Sit up tall. Thumbs to sternum, hands heart center. Thank yourself for this practice. Don't stop believing in you. From my light to yours. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.